So imagine dropping, I don't know, over $400 on pieces of metal that are specifically engineered so that literally no one ever looks at them. Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at, well, a highly specific source.
Extremely specific, yeah.
Right. It's a product page from a commercial AV retailer called HDTVSupply. And it is for a 10-pack of black, zero-bezel speaker replacement grills.
The QSC AD-C245BG-BK, if we want to be exact.
Catchy name, but our mission today is to take this seemingly mundane piece of metal mesh and uncover the massive, highly engineered industry that's basically dedicated to making technology completely disappear into modern architecture.
Because, I mean, it sounds like an incredibly niche piece of hardware, right? But it's actually the foundation of almost every commercial space you interact with.
Okay, so help me visualize this. We're looking at this grill, and it's designed exclusively for QSC AcousticDesign ceiling speakers. And the page really emphasizes the zero-bezel feature.
Yeah, the zero-bezel part is key.
Right, but to justify $416 for a 10-pack of these covers, it has to be doing something pretty special mechanically, right?
Well, think about a standard ceiling speaker. Usually you have the metal mesh right in the center, and then around that is this bulky plastic or metal ring. That's the bezel.
Oh, the part that actually, holds it up there.
Exactly. It physically screws into the drywall to secure everything in place. But a zero-bezel design eliminates that visible ring entirely. The grill is engineered to wrap all the way to the edge.
Wait, so how does it stay up there without screws?
It usually attaches to the speaker housing magnetically, so it just sits perfectly flush with the ceiling.
Okay, wow, so it's magnetically snapping into place just to hide the hardware completely. But I mean, why go to those lengths? Why is a business owner willing to pay a premium just to get rid of a plastic ring on the ceiling?
It really comes down to the psychology of immersion. In commercial architecture, acoustics and aesthetics are just constantly fighting each other.
Right, they want it to sound good but look completely clean.
Yeah, I mean, if you're sitting in a high-end restaurant, the ambiance is the product. The moment your eye catches a plastic ring or, visible screw or a blinking light, the illusion just breaks.
It's like a reminder that you're in a constructed artificial room.
Exactly. Your brain is reminded of the environment. So by removing that visual anchor with a flush, zero-bezel design, the brain just stays completely focused on the ambiance.
Okay, that makes sense. But if these businesses are obsessing over completely invisible tech to protect the vibe, they must be sourcing it from someone operating at a massive scale.
Oh, absolutely.
Which actually brings us back to the vendor, HDTVSupply. Because I was reading through their site, and I am genuinely confused by something I saw.
Uh-oh. What did you find?
Well, the product page for this literal piece of metal mesh proudly claims that it, quote, ships with the latest firmware. And it requires product registration for a 6-year warranty.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Please tell me we haven't reached the point where a piece of metal needs a software patch to function.
No. Thankfully, no. Your metal grill does not have a microchip in it.
Okay, good. So what is going on there?
Well, that quirk on the website is actually a massive clue about the sheer scale that HDTVSupply operates at. I mean, they aren't some boutique grill shop hand packing orders in a garage.
Right, they're way bigger than that.
Yeah, they're a 25-year-old global hub. Their automated web platform is built to handle wildly complex infrastructure. We're talking things like their Wolfpack AV over IP matrix switchers.
Okay, let's break that down for a second, because AV over IP matrix switcher sounds like something straight out of a data center.
Well, it basically is. AV over IP means taking audio and video signals and sending them over a standard computer network.
Instead of running thousands of feet of normal HDMI cables.
Exactly. So imagine a massive sports bar. They might need to route, say, 4 dozen different 4K sports feeds to 160 different televisions.
Simultaneously.
Right, simultaneously, and without any lag. That requires some really heavy networked routing equipment.
And looking at their platform, they also have whole sections dedicated to government purchasing, which is wild. They list TAA-compliant products and federal GSA schedules.
Yeah, which essentially means they are jumping through the massive regulatory hoops required to sell secure, approved tech directly to federal agencies.
So they're selling to the government, they're outfitting massive sports bars.
Yeah.
But how does that explain the firmware thing on the speaker cover?
Ah, well, you're just seeing the machinery behind the curtain there. When their automated retail system generates a product page for a basic speaker cover, it just pastes the standard boilerplate text used for those massive government-grade switchers.
Oh, so the firmware line is literally just a system glitch, like an artifact.
Exactly. It proves that this tiny zero-bezel Grille is just one small piece of inventory flowing through this highly sophisticated automated retail engine.
An engine managing thousands of high-tech products. That is so fascinating.
It really is. I mean, all that massive infrastructure from companies like HDTVSupply is deployed specifically so you never notice it's there.
So the next time you are enjoying a perfectly balanced, aesthetically pleasing restaurant or corporate lobby, take a second to look up, because you are actually sitting inside a highly coordinated, incredibly expensive technological ecosystem that is working very hard to be ignored.
Right. All the engineering, the magnetic attachments, the flush mounts, it's all designed for total invisibility.
Which really leaves you with a pretty wild thought to mull over. If so much effort and money goes into making ceiling speakers totally invisible, what other hidden commercial infrastructure are you interacting with every single day without ever noticing?